A woman named Lola, who receives an urgent phone call from her boyfriend, Mani. He has lost a bag containing 100,000 Deutsche marks, which he was supposed to deliver to a dangerous criminal. Mani is frantic, knowing that if he doesn't return the money within 20 minutes, his life will be in grave danger. With no time to waste, Lola races through the streets of Berlin to try to save him. The story is told in three different versions, each beginning with the same phone call, but diverging based on small events that cause drastically different outcomes. Run 1. The first attempt. In the first run, Lola immediately begins her frantic journey through Berlin. She has no clear plan except to get to Mani as quickly as possible. The urgency of the situation drives her forward, and she sprints through the city, determined to reach him before time runs out. Along the way, Lola faces a few obstacles. She takes a shortcut through a subway station, narrowly avoiding being hit by a train. She also gets caught in a traffic jam, losing precious time. Eventually, she reaches a phone booth to contact Mani, but a random encounter with a pedestrian causes a small delay. It may seem insignificant, but this moment becomes crucial later on. When Lola arrives at the spot where Mani is waiting, she finds that he has already taken desperate action. Mani has decided to rob a store to get the money. However, the situation spirals out of control. A series of events unfolds, people panic, a police officer arrives, and there's a chaotic confrontation that ends with Lola being fatally shot by the police. The first run ends in failure. Not only has Lola failed to save Mani, but she has also lost her life. The screen fades to black, and we hear the sound of a rapidly beating heart, symbolizing Lola's death. But instead of continuing the story linearly, the narrative resets, and we begin the second run. Run 2. A different approach. In the second run, the story starts again from the moment Lola receives the phone call from Mani. This time, however, she decides to make different choices, reacting to the situation in new ways and attempting to change the outcome. Although the 20-minute time frame remains the same, Lola approaches the problem with a slightly altered mindset, and the consequences of her actions change. Lola begins by running to the bank where her father works, hoping that he can lend her the money. The tension between Lola and her father is apparent. He is emotionally distant and refuses to help her. But Lola doesn't give up. In a desperate move, she runs into a nearby pharmacy, grabs a gun, and demands money from the pharmacist. As she races toward Mani, Lola realizes that waiting for money from her father won't work in time. She takes the money from the pharmacy and rushes to meet Mani. However, things take a turn for the worse. When Lola arrives, Mani has been struck by an ambulance. Though Lola reaches him in time, she is unable to save him from the fatal injuries. Once again, Lola fails in her mission. Her life and Mani's both end tragically. But once more, the cycle restarts, and we enter the third and final run. Run 3. The final attempt. The third run introduces a more strategic approach. Unlike the previous two runs, Lola is able to acquire the money through a different series of actions. She calculates a more rational, step-by-step approach, trying to change the outcome and save Mani within the 20-minute time limit. This time, Lola decides to go to a casino to try her luck. She places a large bet at the roulette table, and with a stroke of fortune, she wins the jackpot. With the winnings, she finally has the 100,000 Deutsche marks she needs to help Mani. Lola races to meet him, but this time, the encounter goes smoothly. Mani is not involved in any dangerous criminal activities, and the two of them manage to escape the situation unharmed. In this version of the story, the outcome is different. Lola and Mani are both relieved and euphoric. They leave behind the chaos and danger of the previous runs and head toward a hopeful future. The film concludes with them together, holding hands, as they face an uncertain but promising future.